Wild Thyme Cooking with Allison Davis is brought to you by Corman Kitchen and Bath.
Hey there, welcome back to Midday Kentucky. Chef Allison Davis here, of course in the Wild Thyme kitchen over in the Shinaway Shops. I'm starting to smoke, so I'm going to turn my heat down and tell you a little bit about what we're making today. We've got a little crab cake mixture that's going on, and there's several different things that you can do. This may be the time of year where you're thinking about maybe having a party or looking for some appetizer options for entertaining guests in your home, and this is a great one. You can make these up ahead of time. You can put them in the freezer, and then you can just have them when you're ready to, pop them in the oven. We're talking crab stuffed mushrooms, and they're so elegant. They're actually really old school, but you're just going to to prepare your mushrooms. First off, we're going to pop the stems out, and a lot of times if you're looking to bulk up your crab cake mixture, say you don't want to use a ton of crab, it can get expensive. Dice up the stems and mix it into your filling. It's a great way to kind of help extend and fill that filling up for your mushrooms. So if you want, you can also open up a little bit more of that cavity by just taking a little spoon and just kind of scraping, the insides a little bit to kind of make room for all that filling, okay? So really simple, easy way to prepare those mushrooms. I'm going to take those over here and get those out of the way. All right, now we can start talking about our filling. So one of the first things I like to do is saute off a few vegetables, just like our onions. I've got a little bit of diced red onion. Green onion would work as well. Some bell peppers, red and yellow, I kind of like just for color. Again, this is a filling, so this isn't like a Maryland-style crab cake. This has a little bit more in it. It's going to stretch a lot further. All right, I'm going to dice up a little bit of celery here because for me in a crab cake, the diced celery is an absolute must. It just adds that flavor that you expect in a crab cake and is very traditional to New England. So one tip, this celery was actually starting to kind of get soft and wilt. And if you don't know this, you can keep celery sticks in your fridge in like ice water, just kind of standing up, and that will crisp them up like beautifully, and it will also help extend the life of them. So it's a great way to just kind of keep your celery fresh and really crispy in your refrigerator. Okay, so I'll finish dicing these up, and then once this saute mixture is ready, then we can start to really just kind of build our filling with like our binders, our seasoning, and then we're in business. All right, so celery, and I don't saute these ingredients very long. I just like to do a little sweat on them just to kind of soften them, but I still want that crunch of those vegetables. So really just, minute or two and you're good. It's just not completely raw, but definitely not cooked all the way till it's super soft. All right, I'll go ahead and turn that heat off, and then we'll start to build our crab cake mixture. So for the filling, I'm going to go with your claw meat because that's going to be a little bit more affordable. And again, we're mixing it with so many things that I think that claw meat is just your better bet, bang for your buck, so to speak. All right, so to our filling, we are going to add mustard, a little Dijon mustard. The mustard's going to serve as a binder. It's going to help hold everything together. And then we have some mayonnaise, of course, going in as well, just to kind of give us that creamy texture. Salt and pepper. And then you cannot do it. You can't have it. I mean, I guess you can, but it's just not as good without Old Bay. So a little bit of Old Bay seasoning, okay? Now I'm going to add my filling in here, all those nice, beautiful vegetables. And you can see why they really, are important in this mixture because it just adds a really nice color. Okay, I like to add a little Parmesan cheese into the mixture, and then I'm also going to season and do some breadcrumbs here in a bit. All right, so I'm working all of that in with the filling now, and what I have added into this, besides just those nice vegetables that we briefly sauteed, was an egg. We added that mustard and mayonnaise, of course, the Old Bay seasoning, and then some panko breadcrumbs and lemon juice, which is really going to help kind of bind and really bring that together so it's not so wet. All right, so then we can take our nice little crab filling here, and I always like load these guys up. And then I always like to have a little bit of a crunch on the top of my mushrooms. So you can simply just add in some more of those panko breadcrumbs, right, with melted butter. And then put some Parmesan cheese into that, maybe a little bit of Old Bay. And then that becomes a really nice kind of topping that will brown up beautifully in the oven. These are going to go in at about 400. Just cook until those mushrooms are nice and soft and your breadcrumbs are really nice, pretty golden brown. All right, you guys can find this at middaykentucky.com/recipes tab. I'm Chef Allison Davis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be right back after this short break.